Hello, everyone. This is my very first live, so please bear with me. I am going to be painting some cute fruit in Procreate. I'm going to be using my watercolor brushes. You can download them, but you can you can download them for free by joining my newsletter. The link is in the description, and you can also use any brush you want. So I'm going to create a new file, and I'm super into fruits because I just released this new class on Skillshare, and it's also going to be released soon as a one-time payment option. So if you're interested in creating patterns in your iPad, just go to my website and check it out. I'm going to be making a 12 by 12 square canvas. It's RGB. If you don't know how to do that, you go here, and here you can set the size in inches, 12 by 12. And I always use 300 dpi so I can print my art. So just click create. And then you have your new canvas. I'm going to be using this summer palette. You can use any colors you want. And if you tap here, mine is already set as default. But if you set it as default, you can then drag it out and you'll have it here easily accessible to paint. Here, this is my watercolor set, and I'm going to create a paper texture brush. I also have a video here on YouTube if you want to learn how to create your own. I'm just going to choose that one and select a light color. And I'm going to reduce my canvas, and with the biggest size of my brush, just cover it 3 times. And then I'll go here and set it to multiply so that it ingrains itself in the paintings that we're going to draw underneath. So now create a new layer, and under that paper texture layer is where I'm going to draw. You don't need to do this, I just like this watercolor texture effect. If you don't have my brushes or don't want to download them, you can also choose other brushes. I love using the sketching 6B pencil one that comes with Procreate. So I'll be using that one too. I'm going to go to my watercolors, and I'm going to create everything with the Shape Builder Solid. This is just a regular brush for me to create the basic shapes. So I'm going to go back here so I can see my palette, sorry, and start painting a little strawberry. And I want to just have fun here. I don't have anything planned. I'm just going to drop in color, and I'm going to create some basic shapes. I'm going to add the little leaves in another layer. And its little eyes. You can add eyes to it or not. Just have fun and be playful. And the idea of making art is to have fun always, even if it's your job. I'm going to add some little white dots to the eyes. And now I'm going to go back into those 2 layers and select Alpha Lock. So if I swipe right with 2 fingers, you'll see that there's a checkerboard. That is called Alpha Lock, and it means that now I can paint inside the elements of that layer, and it will only paint inside. So for example, here, it only paints inside the leaves. So now I'll select my Ultimate Fill Rough, and feel free to try these other brushes because they all have different effects, but I mainly paint with 1 or 2 brushes. I don't like to make it too complicated. So I'm going to choose a darker shade of green and just start. If I press softly, it goes like as if you're adding water, but if I press harder, it goes darker. So I'm not thinking too much about it, and I'm just adding some little watercolor effects to it. And if you want, you can add some details. For that, I love the pencil I just showed you. Again, it's in the sketching set, 6B pencil, or if you recently used it, it will be here in your recent brushes. So let's choose a lighter green. This is almost a yellow, and add some details. And now we can go to the other layer and work on the base of the strawberry. So I'm going to go back to this Ultimate Fill Rough, and I'll be just working with these 2 brushes mainly. And choose a darker pink. And just start filling in the shape. I'm pressing softly and then harder. And I'm also leaving some little gaps like in real watercolors. And these brushes don't produce very loose watercolor effects. It's something more controlled because that's the way I like to paint. But if you like looser effects, there's a ton of brushes out there that are amazing for that. So I'm just darkening some areas here. And again, see, I'm just being very playful with it. Maybe some pink here. Oh no, that's too much. I was thinking maybe some cheeks. Oh, that looks cute, but maybe here. And then I'm just going to make some darker areas where the little seeds go. And don't be scared to make mistakes or try out different things. Maybe try out different eye shapes or maybe not having eyes. I'm going to go to the 6B pencil, choose a yellow, and I'm going to add the seeds. Don't be too worried about making things look like other people's. Just practice a lot and your style will start emerging. I think that looks good, so that's our little strawberry. I'm just going to change the eyes a bit because I don't like those little tiny white dots, so I'm going to make them bigger. Yeah, I think that looks better. So now let's create another fruit. This is funny because this is my first live and I can't really, if you're here, comment or something. I'm hoping I can see it from my computer. I see there's 3 people, so that's amazing. Let's create another layer and let's make a little banana. So I'm going to choose the yellow, and with the shape builder solid, I'm going to draw a little banana shape. Huh. It's a little chubby, weird banana. Let's create another layer and add the eyes. I wonder where we should put them. Like maybe down here? Huh. Let's just try this. If not, we can just erase it. I'm doing this today because I've been drawing a lot of like more serious stuff lately. And I've been missing drawing cute stuff, so I thought this was the perfect thing, just inviting you to watch me draw. I'm going to turn on the alpha lock on this one so we can add some shading to the banana. And again, ultimate fill rough. Make it a bit bigger. And I'm going to choose a darker yellow. This is like an orange. Yeah, and then maybe add like some shadows here. Kind of lines. It's kind of a berry orange banana. I'm going to grab some brown and create this area here, maybe here, and maybe add some spots. I don't know, now it's looking like a very, very ripe banana. I don't like ripe bananas, so I don't know. Should have made it less ripe, maybe. Although it looks like it has freckles, so that's kind of cute. I'm going to add some cheeks to it, so maybe with this pink. Maybe a darker one. Yep. Yeah, that looks great. Now with the pencil, I can go and get a lighter yellow. If you don't have a color in your palette, you can always choose one of these other color pickers and just select it. So I'm going to grab this very light yellow and maybe try to make some lines. Yeah, I think that looks better than without them. So now I'm going to go back to the palettes. And what should we paint now? Let's make a little lemon. So again, I'm going to I'm going to add another layer. I'm going to drag this one up. Just hold it and drag it up, if it lets me. And you can group these ones. If you want to be super organized, you can just select one and then drag to the right and then group. So then you have the banana in one group, and then you group these ones and you have the strawberry. And if you're super organized, you can tap on it and rename it and just rename your group. I'm going to work on this one and choose my shape builder solid, and let's make a little lemon. Going to make it bigger. And you can just drag your color in here and it fills it up. And now here we're going to add the eyes. You can also change the shape of the eyes. That's kind of cute. So I'm going to go back to this layer, turn on the alpha lock. Sorry about that. And then add some details. Maybe with this green. Yeah, that's perfect. And again, I'm just going to color it in. I'm pressing harder here in some areas. And you can add even darker colors if you want for like shadows. I'm from Colombia. I don't know, but I always get confused. I don't know if this is a lemon or a lime, because there we only have the green ones, which are called limones. And I think it's the opposite here. So the lemons are yellow and the limes are green. Anyway, Let's add some cheeks. Oh, too big. And we can add some textures. So if you go here to the watercolor brush set, there's like splatters, and you can choose to add little splatters to it, maybe smaller. If you don't have this set, you still can make just details with the SB pencil, 6B pencil, and just like make little details. If you don't have a defined style yet, you should just experiment with these and see what you like best. If you like rough brushes, if you like solid shapes, like a more graphic thing, or if you like lots of texture. This way you'll find something that makes you happy, like a style that makes you happy. Okay, I'm going to now I'm going to create one last fruit. And what should it be? I'm going to group these two. And now I'm going to create a new layer and go to my shape builder solid brush. And let's say, I want to create a little pineapple. So I'm going to grab the yellow here. I'm going to make this bigger. And I'm going to make it like square almost. You don't have to be realistic. You just have to be very playful with your shapes. And don't worry too much about it. I'm going to grab a green and make the leaves. And I don't want them sitting on top of this, so I'm going to drag that layer underneath. And then I'm going to create one more layer and paint some eyes. If you're in the chat right now, or if you're watching this later, please leave me some comments. Tell me what you want me to draw live, if you like this format. It's a bit stressful because I always pre-record everything, but it would be kind of fun to interact with you. So now I'm going to turn alpha lock for both these layers so I can start adding the textures. And I'm going to grab this orange. That's too small. Make the brush bigger and just start adding some textures here. Remember, if you press softly, it kind of blends out. And for that, there's also the water blend brush, and it will blend spots that you see. It will blend off those spots if you don't like that. But I kind of like this effect because it looks more like real watercolors. So I'm going to go back to that Ultimate Fill Rough, and I'm going to add some cheeks. And maybe even with this brown, I'm going to add some little texture here. This is like I used to draw pineapples as a kid. It's kind of fun, like just going back to that way of drawing where you, I don't know, you just think something is this way. If you look at a pineapple and try to paint it very realistic, this is probably not how it looks like, but it's just fun making up the shapes and the details. I think that looks good. If you want to add more details or, sorry, I'm going to go to the pencil brush, and if you want to add more details, you can add like highlights. And I'm doing this so you can see that you can go as detailed as you want or just have very simple shapes. And I'm going to leave these ones without that because these are more in the shadows. And now I'm going to do the leaves. So I'm going to go to the leaves layer, select my brush, and with a darker green, just add a bit of shadows. And I'm not lifting my brush because every time I lift my brush, I leave those marks. So I don't want to leave super obvious marks. And I'm going to go in with an even darker brush. And then you can add little details if you want. I'm going to close my palette, and there it is. This is a great exercise, actually. I really have fun drawing things like without planning them, so I hope you liked it too. And if you liked it, please leave me a comment and subscribe. I'm going to start posting more here on YouTube so I can share more with you. Bye!